Hi crafty friends, working in my Prompt Create Repeat workbook. Today's prompt is layers. The process is literally that, just adding layers, and even if we're covering up some of those layers, you do eventually see a little bit of something underlying under something else, and it just gives a lot of dimension and interest to your page. My first layer was scribbles. I used a grey lead just to scribble down just something that's meaningful to me. You can do anything, and you can also skip this layer if you want. The second layer is a collage layer. I'm using Mod Podge. That's just my adhesive of choice. You can also use craft glue or a glue stick. And I'm sticking down just pieces of collage paper. I'm using old book pages. And then I also have a piece of like scrapbook paper. I just love the spots on it and the colors I thought went well. And I don't really have a plan for this page. I'm just creating each layer, and I'm really letting each layer sort of dictate what's happening in the next layer. Adding a piece of masking tape down the center where the spine is to reinforce the pages a bit. And I'm also going to add masking tape as part of the layering. I just love the texture that masking tape leaves, especially when you paint, for example, gesso or paint over it. I add it quite often in my mixed media. Now, because we're adding so many layers to this, it's very difficult to know what the final product is going to look like. So there's no strategy as to where I'm placing these pieces of book page or scrapbook paper. I'm just sticking them down where I feel they need to go. You can add more or less, and it's a great way to use up little bits of paper that you may have lying around that you don't want to throw away. The next layer is gesso. I think gesso is probably the most used product on my craft desk. I use it very often. I love to soften the edges of my collage pieces with the gesso. It creates sort of like a dreamy, misty feel, and it softens the background and pushes everything back. So if you have bright pieces of collage that you've used, adding the gesso over will soften it and push it into the background, so you can still have a focal point on top of that stands out. These numbers on the green paper are from a magazine, which I found. I love them. And this color is going to set the tone for the entire page. I didn't have an idea of color before, but after finding the numbers, I knew I had to use them, and I'm going to follow the color and theme from that. I'm using quite a bit of magazine papers. This is just also from a magazine. It's a plant. I love the green of that, so that's going to go on there too. If you're interested in one of these Prompt Create Repeat workbooks, they are available on Amazon, and all the links are in the description box below. You'll notice that I add the Mod Podge over the collage pieces too. This is to sort of waterproof them, so because they are just paper. And if I'm going to be adding any kind of inks or any kind of wet medium over them, they could like wrinkle up, they could become really fragile and tear. So the Mod Podge will sort of give them a protective coating so that I can work over them and add more layers. Speaking of which, we've just added layer number 5, which is another layer of gesso, and I'm going to give it a really good dry now. Something else I found in the magazine was this page, which had 2 elements I liked. The pink and white striped carpet, which I'm going to keep that for another project. And then this, which was actually a painting on the wall in the picture. It's got like a purple undertone, the tree, I just love it. I'm going to use that as my focal point. So I'm going to work the rest of my page in having this focal point in mind. I feel that the background needs to be softened more. It's too bold for my focal point. So I'm going to add a layer of off-white tissue paper over the entire page. Again, I'm adding a layer of Mod Podge over the tissue paper too, for the same reason, so it doesn't become fragile and tear. I've glued it down unevenly with some areas overlapping so that those areas are a bit more opaque than the other more transparent areas. We want a little bit of unevenness so it's not flat. Adding a few pieces of masking tape into the mix. You can't really see the masking tape, but it does add a lot of texture. A bit more gesso just for luck. Trimming off all the excess. I'm going to add some interest now, something a little bit more 3D. I'm going to use a stencil and some texture paste to put elements that will draw your eye to the page. I'm not applying the stenciling everywhere, just in certain parts of the page. Otherwise, it can become monotonous. Can't see much now, but I will fix that. Drying the texture paste really well first. I'm using the Distress Oxide spray in Forest Moss. I'm not using it as a spray though. I'm going to open the bottle and just drip some of the ink in between the texture paste, and then I'm going to spray it with water. And I'm going to move the book around and just allow that to flow in between the grooves of the texture paste pattern. Repeating that for the top section of stenciling. I decided to use that same color ink to do a little bit of splatter, just to extend that color a little bit across the page. I'm ready to stick down my focal point now. Again, I'm going to use Mod Podge. Using a black watercolor pencil with the point dipped into some water, I'm going to do some shadowing around my focal point just to help it stand out and pop off the page. Another layer of stenciling, this time with some ink. I'm using a different pattern stencil and I'm using some ink, Distress ink, and my blending brush. I'm doing the stenciling over some of the focal point and then onto the background. That'll help to connect everything and make it cohesive. I found that the ink of these new spots was a little too dark, so I've just splattered a bit of water over them, and because it's Distress ink, it does activate with the water, so after a little while I'm just going to dab it with the tissue and it's going to pick up some of that ink and lighten up the overall look. This is metallic wax in the color Antique Gold from a brand called Little Birdie. I'm going to put a little bit on my finger. It's sort of like a paste. And then I'm going to spread it over some of the texture paste pattern that I'd put in the background. And the parts that are elevated will pick up this antique gold, and it'll add so much more depth. And to lighten everything and the overall look, we're going in with some acrylic ink in titanium white. I'm using a fan brush for this. And I'm going to put a little bit over some of the focal point, like the corners, and then onto the page. This will also help with connection and cohesion, and it'll lighten and lift the entire look. And then I found the perfect wording for my page. It says manifesto. I'm going to cut it out and just leave the O off at the end so you can have the word manifest. And it's a perfect font. It's very whimsical and it suits my page. So I'm going to sort of fussy cut it as best as I can, obviously leaving some of the white around it so you can actually read it. It's a little bigger than my page, but I actually love that it hangs off a little bit to the left. So believe it or not, this page had 16 layers. In case you didn't notice, as I did each layer on the top left of the screen, you would have seen the number and what the layer was. That was just more for your reference. I want to say a big thank you for taking the time to watch my video. I really hope you enjoyed it and were inspired to create your own page or mixed media with lots of layers. This Prompt Create Repeat workbook is available on Amazon. The link is in the description box below. Thanks again for watching. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.